Yeah, so I for once is someone who is keen in getting people get job offers as quickly as they could. However, there are some common mistakes that people do in their job applications. These things are some things that we tend to overlook them during our job application, and this is what I want us to have a discussion about today. Welcome to my channel. My name is Abdul. If this is the first time you are watching me, kindly like and share, and also hit the subscription button and the notification button as well, so that you wouldn't miss any video of mine. Yeah, so there are a lot of mistakes that people do in their active job searches, and for you to get a slot for interview, for you to even eventually get an offer, there are certain things that are unforgivable. They can't pardon you when you go wrong. You need to get these things right. You can't have them wrong. First on the list is for you to have a detailed CV, curriculum vitae, or resume. Your CV has to be very detailed, and if I say details, that doesn't necessarily mean having a lot of pages. It has to be precise and concise. However, the content of the CV must be catchy and must perfectly describe you, the applicant. It might sell you out. Yeah, the CV must be able to speak for you, because it constitutes a greater percentage in your interview process. So the format is there: getting a personal summary which is very catchy, listing your qualifications and bringing your skills and competencies, and highlighting your duties and responsibilities. And again, the CV should be tailored towards the job that you are applying for. If you're applying for a position as a nurse, as a band 5 nurse, then the CV should be designed in such a way that it matches the job position that you are applying for. This is very, very important. You can't use a senior carer CV to apply for a band 5 position. The same manner, you can't use a band 5 CV to apply for a band 6 position. So the job position that you are applying for, you should make sure you tailor the CV to match the job position that you are applying for. Number 2 is a plagiarized CV. Yes, Charlie, don't be you. Copy everywhere. People are copying. It's too much. People are copying. Myself, I had a call from an employer, which of course I didn't apply for the job. Requesting for interview, said they've sent me an email 3 days ago. I gave someone my CV, a sample CV. The CV was edited but not edited well. Name, personal details were all taken out. However, the person forgot to take out my phone number. So you can imagine. I'm not saying you shouldn't ask people for a sample CV or their CV. You do, of course, to have a look at it so that it will serve as a guide. But please do not copy everything dito. I had a conversation with an employer of a trust agency. 13 people with the same simple CV. Sampling, they are just sampling. 13 people with the same CV. You see, so this doesn't speak well of you as an applicant. They see you not to be serious enough. Yes, so you wouldn't be called. So please, in as much as you are applying for a band 5 position or a nurse position, and the person is also a nurse, I know you literally do the same thing on the word, but tune it to suit you. Tune it to suit your competencies. Okay, change the words a little bit. Don't copy everything, the arrangement from start to finish, even the way they put their name and the way the format of the same thing. No, come on. You need to modify it a bit, please. You need to give it that modification at least. Number 3 is applying for the wrong job. A lot of people are applying for the wrong job daily. They are consistently and continuously applying for the wrong job. Okay, you are a band 5 nurse. You are an overseas nurse applying for a bank position in the UK. How will you be picked for this job? It's not possible. You are an overseas nurse because you've practiced for so many years, probably 5, 6, 7 years. You are a charge nurse in your home country, so you think you can automatically apply for a band 7 position. You want to be a charge nurse or a ward manager directly. It doesn't work that way. You wouldn't be picked. So people are continuously applying for the wrong job positions. So irrespective of your experience from overseas, you need to start at band 5. If you're applying for Ireland, you need to start as a staff nurse. But Ireland has a bit of flexibility, so with that you can't even apply for a higher position and all that, but not in the UK. So we need to be mindful of all these things. And number 4 on my list is people don't read instructions. Every job application is unique. That is why every job application comes with a reference number. So you need to read the instructions very, very carefully. There are some job applications that are made for internal applicants, so i.e. people who are already in the company or people who are already with the trust. So if you're outside the trust and you apply, you would, even though you meet the requirement, you wouldn't get the job. So you need to read instructions carefully. Others will tell you so there's a job specification, so your CV need to tailor the job that you are applying for. Okay, if you're applying for a band 5 position, your CV should match it, band 6 match it. You don't use a senior carer CV to apply for a nurse position. It doesn't work that way. You don't use a staff nurse CV to apply for a ward manager position. It doesn't work that way. So your CV should be proportionate to the position that you're applying for. And read the job specifications. There are some job positions that will tell you they require a number of years of experience for this particular position, a number of years of experience in this field. Okay, so you need to read carefully. You need to read the instructions carefully. People don't read, they just go on applying. Again, one most important thing for you to do is to make sure that the contact details on your CV is very, very accurate. So your CV might be very impressive and the employer might want to invite you for an interview. Then unfortunately, either your email address is invalid or your phone number is not up to the usual or required digits. So please, we should be mindful of our contact details so that you could easily be reached and probably called for an interview, and who knows, you might get the job. So these are some of the things, and again, we should be checking grammatical errors in our CVs or on our CVs. So let's be mindful of the contact details and be mindful of grammatical errors as well. The other point has to do with people not explaining their employment gaps. Should you have employment gaps on your CV, you should be able to explain what you were doing during those periods. Okay, so during those periods, if you were volunteering, if you were travel, you relocated and all that, you need to fill in the gaps. So for instance, on your CV it indicates that you completed school in probably 2013, then your first job 2015. So between 2013 and 2014, the 14, 15, what were you doing? So you need to, don't wait to be asked in the interview. You need to put it in the CV, because your CV constitutes a greater percentage of your presentation to the employer. They'll have a look at it and you are already known even before you are being invited for an interview. So you need to fill in your employment gaps. The other point has to do with lying. People lie a lot. People are not honest. You don't lie too much in your CV, especially with where you haven't worked. Okay, this mostly happens when you copy other people's CV, to word for word, or yes. So you come into the interview room, they ask you questions about what you've stated in your CV and you can't answer. People will be fumbling. That is where people become stammers. You'll be stammering, So you need to be a bit honest with your CV, and especially with your qualifications as well, because you don't list what you don't have. Some interviewers will want you to provide evidence of everything that you've listed in your CV, especially with qualifications, so you don't forge. It has a dent on your integrity, and these are some of the things that denying people job positions or job opportunities. Some might not even call you for an interview because looking at the gap that you used to acquire the said qualification, and the moment the period that you claim you are working, it doesn't add up. It doesn't add up. So we need to be very, very mindful. Last of the mistakes that we do is that it is not necessary for you to capture all your qualifications in one job position, one job application. Some qualifications are not relevant to the job that you are applying for. This is another mistake. So some qualifications are meant for later, so you have to save it and use the necessary or input the necessary qualifications that are relevant to the post that you are applying to or applying for. Then after you've gotten that position or the job offer, whilst you come here working as a nurse, and definitely there will be opportunities. So when you find opportunities that demand or require a qualification that you've had or you've already have, then you can re-edit your CV, reorganize it, and introduce those qualifications. That is all that I'm saying. I hope this video has been very informative and helpful. Kindly share, like, and most importantly, subscribe to the channel. Thank you very much for your support. See you next time. Bye.